Today's topic is what I would do if I had to start all over, and not from scratch, but seriously start all over again. And there's a difference between starting over and starting from scratch. If you go to a 5-star Michelin chef, I think it's 5 stars, chef's house, they can make a cake from scratch. They already have all the ingredients, they have all the tools, the techniques, the pots, the pans, everything. They can make a cake from scratch. That is fundamentally different than doing it in your own kitchen. They've already got the supplies. They're just sticking stuff together. It's really not that big of a deal. They've got all the education, all the supplies, everything. All they have to do is stick it together, apply some knowledge, and you're done. That journey is fundamentally different than starting all over again. When I say starting all over again, I mean you don't know nobody. You aren't sure what to do. You have no idea how the sales process works, the fulfillment process works. You're coming from a place of, I'm so used to failing, I just don't want to fail anymore. You can't really go confidently into the night. And even if you did, you can't just take a person who is an amateur baker, drop them into a 5-star restaurant and say, I heard you're a chef, go for it. You have to match the journey with the person. And I think, or I hope at the end of today's lesson, you will have matched the journey with the person. You will exactly know what to do and how to do. And I will speak as if I was starting all over. No tech, no automations, or low tech and low automations. No network, no brand, nothing like that. This is literally for, let me just start writing this stuff down. Let's see if we still got this. Here we go. Who is this for? This is for the agency owner that is starting all over or from near zero. And when I say near zero, I mean like no clients or very few clients, no customers or very few customers, no previous results, no experience, no case studies, like zero. This is for an agency owner that knows they want to do Facebook ads, but hasn't a clue on the tech, know-how, or the doing part. And this is stereotypically for the agency owner that is 0 to 5 clients. If you are above 5 clients at, say, the $1,500, $2,000 mark, you're probably way beyond this. If you are 0 to 5 clients, as in you have no clients, or you have this weird mix of maybe they're a client, maybe they're not, or maybe it's standardized, maybe it's not, maybe you're dealing with different niches, or maybe you're not, right? It's probably in that space. Again, this is not for people that are making bank, not for people that know what they're doing. This is people that are starting all over, starting from not even scratch, but down here, and effectively where I was a year and a half, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, way back in the day. Back when all I had was fear and failure and I wasn't sure what to do. I was coming from a place where I'm trying to not fail. And effectively what I realized I needed, and probably what you need to as well, and this is probably what you need as well, I needed a lot of proof that what I was doing or going to do could work and people loved it. That's what I needed. I was saying what I needed was a tool, right? Like if I wanted to build a house, I need a hammer kind of thing, but that was incorrect. What I needed was a lot of proof that what I was doing or what I was going to do could work and people actually wanted to buy it. So that's who this is for. And for people watching this, if you're starting over at the 5+ client mark, maybe it's a good idea to revisit this and revisit your SOPs and how you're doing and why you're doing. Maybe use this to further standardize your program. If you are an agency and are stuck from 0 to 5, this is going to be good for you. If you're somebody who's thinking, maybe I want to do Facebook ads and all that stuff, this is still a good process for you because it'll help you realize, oh, here's a proven process and proven steps that will help you get from where you are to where you want to go. If I was starting all over again, literally from scratch, I would go through these 6 steps right here. And I've got my cheat sheet on the side that you can't see. But I would go through these 6 steps. And as a side note, by the way, I really want you to watch this whole thing from beginning to end multiple times. because this is a skill set that will pay your bills. This is a hunting skill set. This is a I will eat forever skill set. This is if I don't know how to make money, I'm going to do these things and make money skill set. This is those really hidden like 1% skills that the really, really rich and successful people just use again and again and again. It's just rinse and repeat. Kind of like if you know how to get really, really skinny, you never have to worry about really feeling fat. Just get skinny again. If you know how to do this, you don't have to worry about how do I get a client or how do I get money. You just do this again. And so it's really massively important that you do all of these steps, or at least watch the whole the whole video all the way through, so you have an idea of what to do and how to do. Here's what I would go through. And I'm imagining, by the way, I'm plopped in the middle of random town, United States of America. I don't know anybody. All I've got is a laptop and access to the internet and a cell phone. That's it. That is this scenario that I'm putting myself in. Like, I can talk to human beings, right? I mean, it's a town filled with people. And whether it's small or big, that's kind of what we're going for. If I was like, hey, I need to land a client, I'm starting all over from scratch, what do? Here's the first thing that I would do. I would do niche or industry research to make sure where I was going good enough. Niche or industry research. To get more specific about the niche or industry research, we're going to talk about this real fast. Your niche or industry, the place that you're going to or focusing on, you're not getting married to it. You're just going on a date. Don't make it a big deal. You're going to change your major. You're just making a decision. You're literally exercising your ability to make decisions, take a next step, and see what happens from there. You're not trying to stick with it. You're not making a life-changing emotional and financial commitment. You're just doing normal everyday research. Just imagine going to a coffee shop and going on Google and you're saying, where do I want to focus? That's it. Just like declaring your major in college. You can definitely change it after the 90th day or 3 months in or any time, but go through this decision-making process so you have some focus. I think there's a good phrase like, you can't hunt two bunnies by going for two at the same time. You have to hunt one and then hunt the next. We're going to go through that philosophy. All I would do is I would Google and find a list of industries or niches, whatever they're called. I don't care. Dentists, general contractors, real estate, people that sell plants, Home Depot, carpet people, whatever it is, right? I would just get a list of industries and niches. If you're saying, oh my God, Jeff, I can't find a list of industries or niches, say I can't find blank, I would really challenge your brain and challenge you specifically and say, like, I'm going to ask myself different questions. I'm going to change my line of thinking. Instead of saying I can't, I would say, how can I? If you ever like are frozen and fearful and you don't know what to do and how to do, just instead of that narrative in your head of like, I can't because of, I would say, how can I? So like, I can't find a list. Okay, how can I find a list, right? In this case, how can I find a list? Just Google. Not that hard. You've accessed the same information I do. It's just the difference is the question, the narrative I'm telling myself versus the question narrative you're telling yourself. Just Google a list of industries and niches. What should you be Googling? Well, basic stuff. Here's an easy one. Niches for a Facebook ads agency. There you go. That's a good start. You can start with SMMA industries or niches. Just like that. Not too hard, not too challenging. Just start Googling. And I would put 20 or 30 minutes into like a hardcore Google search where like you have like 18 tabs open. And every time you think about it, just type it in, and go through this process. Again, you're just exercising decision-making skills, research skills. Can I figure it out and go to the next step? You're not getting married. It's not that big of a deal. Just spend a solid 30 minutes. That's it. So now you've got, let's just say 30 different industries you could possibly look at, possibly look into. People that sell desks, mattress stores, eyeglass companies, coffee makers, whatever your industry or niche list says. Once you've got this, you're going to start filtering to see if they are good enough. Not a perfect match, not a perfect fit. Just like you're going out a bunch of dates and you got a checklist, same exact thing. You're going to go, you're going to see if your industry or your niche passes these 3 tests. By the way, You don't have to perfectly pass them. You don't have to perfectly know everything about the niche. You're just trying to figure out if you have good enough, if you have good enough information, if you can move to the next step, if you can figure out if you should take them off the winners list and put them into the losers bucket, or keep them on the winners list and see what happens. These questions and line of thinking is inspired by Alex Shalinsky and Joel Kaplan. I give credit to them. First things first is you're going to make sure that there's enough. The market size is big enough or good enough. Basic structure of this is, are there 30,000 to 50,000 businesses inside of that niche or industry? Why is this important? Well, when you ask for referrals, if it's just one person per city, you're going to have a bad time. When you're trying to connect and grow and go from one client to 10 clients, if there's only one person per state, you're going to have a bad time. More so, you're going to have to compete with a whole bunch of people. You need to make sure that playground is big enough. And that's what it is right here. If the market size is big enough, there's a lot of people out there with very, very similar problems. If the market size is too small, you have a non-standardized fulfillment and non-standardized backend, which ruins all of your numbers. It's just a yes or no. Again, if you can't make a decision because you don't know the information, change that question and say, how can I find out? So how can I find out the market size? You just go into Google, how many real estate agents in the United States? How many mattress stores, businesses in the United States? How many orange sellers in the United States? If it's between 30 and 50,000, it's probably good enough. If it's more than 50,000, cool. Next up, they sell something expensive. Do they sell something expensive? The reason why this is important is because when you're running Facebook ads for a client to get them customers, they got to sell something. Imagine how many oranges your orange vendor would have to sell to afford Facebook ads and pay you to do it. I mean, the margin on this, really, really hard. And if you want to understand margins a little bit more, you can read a book called Five Forces, or the Five Forces, something like that, by Michael Porter, or you can just kind of take my word for it. Do they sell something expensive? Something $500 to $1,000 plus. If they do, great. That means, by the way, some businesses will just have trouble affording a retainer. Some will have no problem at all. Restaurants, really, really interesting example. But Jeff, they sell a bunch of food. I go, yeah, that's correct. What's their average ticket? Well, they're selling like $50,000 a month of food. Okay, what's their average ticket? Oh, about $35. How many customers would you have to bring in so that they make their money back, then some, and keep you on next month? Oh, well, if you do the math, blah, 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 and it ends up being a shit show very, very quickly. Versus if you sell a plastic surgeon, you say, look, Mr. Johnson, I just got to get you 3 people sitting in the chair. You sell one of them a rhinoplasty, you're jumping up and down, right? The more expensive stuff they sell, the better. And lastly, the next thing is easy contact to decision makers. Just like that. Can you go to a lead provider? Can you get a list and have everybody's name, number, and email and easily contact people? If you can, great. Because you can have a lot more fun with paid advertising. You can have a lot more fun with referrals or recommendations. You can do cold emailing. You can take that list and upload it straight to Facebook and advertise to those people. You can even take that list and do a lookalike, and then now you've got people that look like your list. Cool. How do you know? You can go to a company like D7 or Lead Kahuna or Lead Carrot or any of their competition, and they often have a free tier where you get to preview it. Just start typing stuff in. So let's say you sit down in the middle of Little Rock, Arkansas. All you got is a laptop and a phone. You're saying, how am I going to land a client? What the hell am I supposed to do? Well, first things first, do some niche and industry research. Open up Google, get a list, and just run through this process. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be a genius. You're just trying to make a good enough decision. Don't be an A player. That takes way too long. I want you to be a B player who acts fast. And one of my English teachers said, look, Jeff, if you can get an A in 6 hours or a B in 1, Which one are you doing? I said, I'm going to get a B in 1 hour and I'm going to spend the rest of the 5 hours doing something else. He says, that's right. Now, of course, he's a teacher and I don't know if I should be listening to his advice, but you know what I'm saying. Like, as a business owner and an agency owner, you need to move fast and make decisions. Well, guess what? Just spend 30 minutes on each niche. Within a day or two of your Starbucks, you know which industries you want to take a next step in and which industries you want to avoid. So that's the first thing right here. The second thing I would do is exercise my ability to have conversations, get in touch with business owners, and start asking research questions. And those specific research questions will figure out if they have a problem worth solving or a problem I can solve. It's like that. You will be reaching out to your friends, friends of friends, family members, Facebook groups, people that you are Facebook friends with, LinkedIn connections, LinkedIn groups, alumni associations, trade associations, business associations, Chamber of Commerce. Everybody, I don't care who it is, as long as you think they might know of somebody from your niche or industry research. Hey, does anybody know of a blank? I've got a group list. I've got a group chat with my friends from college. I said, hey, do you know of anybody in this industry? And 7 of them are like, yeah, here's their name, number, and email. Great. And you're going to start asking questions. And you're going to follow the ask method. Right? By Ryan Levask, the ask method. Spend the $8. The back half of the book is awesome. You're going to ask them questions like, what's the number one problem in your business? What's your needs, wants, fears, goals? What are you really looking for to grow your business? What's the number one challenge that you have? What's your desire for your business? What's the number one thing stopping you? There's a huge number of questions that you can ask by simply looking at the Ryan Levask ask method. You're going to ask 15 to 30 business owners in your chosen niche those 10 plus questions. That's it. If it turns out that those problems are solved by Facebook ads and getting the more clients, cool. If it turns out not, oh, thank God we didn't do it. But Jeff, what's an example? Well, if you, for some reason, go for general contractors, which pass all 3 questions, by the way. General contractors, huge number. They charge a lot, and you can contact the decision makers. Let's say I go into Facebook and I start friending general contractors. I join a Facebook group and interact and be part of the tribe, answer questions on the thread, and have conversations and get in touch with general contractors. I ask my alumni association, hey, do you know of any general contractors? I'd love to get in touch. You've got a direct connection. Your friends, your family. Hey, do you know of any general contractors? Yeah, that'd be great. I'd send those general contractors a voice note, an email, a text. Hey, my name is Jeff. I'm a student in marketing. I'm looking into new business venture. Do you mind if I take 15 to 20 minutes of your time? I just want to ask you 5 to 10 questions and ultimately take it from there. I have nothing to sell. I'm just doing some research. If you reach out to 30 business owners like that, you will get between 10, 15, or even 20. Sure, let's go. You just call them and you talk. That's it. Let's say you go through that and you're doing general contractors. It turns out the number one reason why general contractors are not more successful, the number one problem in their business is the permitting process takes way too long and all their projects are backed up because of a supply chain issue between South America and China, and the coal that's going back and forth to fume and create the steel is slowing down their projects in Austin, Texas. Whoa, I cannot solve that. That is not a client getting problem. That is like international trade, supply, and logistics. I can't help you there, buddy. Ain't going to happen. So now you know that general contractors won't work. So go back to the industry and research and niche. Find a new one. Do the same process again. If it turns out, as example, let's just say dentists. Hey, my name is Jeff. I'm a student in marketing. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions. Take 10, 15 minutes. Don't got anything to sell. Just kind of curious if my new business venture will turn out the way I expect. Can I steal about 10, 15 minutes of your time? Sure. And get in touch with dentists. And I ask these questions. And it turns out the number one problem with dentists right now is they're sick and tired of low-paying patients that don't want to upgrade and upsold, and they're only making $20 per teeth cleaning when they really need to be making $3,000 or $20,000 per patient. Hey, those are client-getting problems. Cool. And after talking with 15 and 30 business owners, if you find a pattern, you can solve that pattern. And if that pattern is solved with Facebook ads, now we're in business. Like now we're in business, right? So you're just going to ask 15 to 30 of those business owners in your chosen niche. Again, you're not trying to sell anything. You're just talking to people. You're exercising your ability to hunt, to talk to decision makers. It's just a casual conversation. If you want to be super smart, you write down the answers, and now you've got a database, and you know what their desires are, what they're trying to figure out. Later on, you can use that in your client getting ad. But we're not going to talk about that yet. Let's just say that you've asked 15 to 30 business owners these problems. Find out pretty quickly that most of these business owners have problems that are solved by simply getting more clients, which is the business that you are in. You get more clients by running Facebook ads in a certain way to get their phone to ring. Cool. Once you've got 15 to 30, you can move to the next step. If you're good at your job, by the way, you can do less questions. If you're new at your job, you should be doing more questions. Let's say you've been doing these research questions, and on the 30th one, you have your eureka moment. You've seen the pattern so many times that you know that the biggest reason why plant sellers are not as successful as they could be is because they aren't getting more orders. They don't have more people wanting to buy what they have to sell. It's not a dirt problem. It's not a breeding problem. It's not a grafting problem. The biggest reason why they're not more successful is they don't have more customers. Cool. Now we can move into stage 3. Again, if for whatever reason that you're doing your ask research and it finds out that people are unsuccessful because of something other than Facebook ads, can't do that. We don't have PhDs in international trade, so we're not going to do that. Go back to the niche research. By the way, it's common to do this process 2 or 3 times, and that's 100% okay. Each time you do it, it gets faster. From here, you're going to launch a beta and get your first trial client. You're going to be doing something called the Curious Student. I'm going to go back to these 15 or 30 people and say, hey, Mr. Johnson, my name is Jeff. I think you and I talked about 3 weeks ago, right? Do you remember me? Oh, yeah, that sounds great, Jeff. Yeah. So, Mr. Johnson, I think I cracked the code. He goes, what are you talking about? Well, I'm looking at this sheet, and the last time you and I talked, your biggest challenge was selling more implants or something like that. My biggest challenge was selling $5,000 fitness packages. The reason you were unsuccessful is because you're not selling more hyacinth macaws. Something like that. This is going to sound super strange, but I think I've cracked the code. I've been doing my research, and I think I can run an advertising campaign in a certain way that'll help you sell more expensive stuff. Would you be interested in being my first beta client? Yeah. So the way it would work is I don't charge you anything for my time. This is just a beta. And honestly, I'm not 100% sure if it's going to work, and I can't guarantee it. But if it does, you'll get a client. And all I ask is that you pay for the ads. That goes directly to Facebook. I just need to know if you're interested. How about it? Out of the 15 or 30, half of those people will say yes. So let's just split it down the middle. Let's just say you got 15 to 30. And of the 15 to 30, 50% say, yes, I'm interested in starting or in being a beta client. Cool. 15 divided by 2 is 7 to 15 beta clients. Sometimes, by the way, this is called a free trial or a curious student. If you're feeling particularly adventurous, you can post this on your personal page, but honestly, I really wouldn't recommend it. Mostly because you'll be getting a whole bunch of different people from different industries, and you're going to get a sugar rush, and you're not going to have a repeatable process. It's one thing to go to 15 and 30 people that are in a good niche that you can make money with, and you've talked to them on the phone, and there's kind of a relationship there, versus going in your personal profile saying, hey, I want to do a curious student, and you use that script, and then you get 15 people from all sorts of different areas and businesses, and half of those aren't going to work out anyway. This process is just more solid. You just do a curious student. That's it. 15 to 30 people, about half those are going to say yes, I'm interested. Cool. Now, well, guess what? You've got your curious student up and running really darn fast. Now you've got your trial clients up and running really fast. Now you've got your beta. And you haven't once said, I'm going to guarantee it. Hey, you haven't once said, I'm going to be the expert. You're not coming up Gary V, Grant Cardone style. You're coming and saying, look, I just need to know if this is going to work. I'm a student in marketing. We're doing a beta. I can't guarantee it. I just need to know if this is going to work. I believe it could based upon all the research, and we can solve this problem. Are you interested in being a beta client? That's it. I'm not going to charge you anything for the time. We're just going to see if this is going to work. Awesome. The way it's going to work, Mr. Johnson, is I need you to give me access to your Facebook stuff. And we're going to run this for 7 days. If it works and you're happy with it, would you mind leaving me a video testimonial? If not, we tried, no harm, no foul. They're going to say yes, which is pretty darn cool, right? That's it. Easier than you think. Once you've got access to the stuff, you're going to be using the minimum viable fulfillment. Literally minimum viable fulfillment. Don't make it fancy. Don't make it a big deal. Do not talk to me about automations. No, guys, we're trying to go from 0 to 5 clients. You can do that all manual. You can do it with your phone and your laptop. You don't need any extra software. You can fulfill these orders really, really fast with mostly free stuff. Do not try to make this advanced. You can do this with no website. You can do this with no case studies, previous results, experience case studies or testimonials, nothing like that. Like, this is starting out, right? Minimum viable fulfillment. But Jeff, what does minimum viable fulfillment look like? Great question. There's a couple steps. The first step is the Facebook ad. Your Facebook ad will follow a series of steps. You're simply going to advertise it to everyone within their serviceable zone. So if it's a plumber that drives 30 miles, what's the serviceable zone? 30 miles. If it's a lawyer that only deals with people in South Florida, what's the serviceable zone? South Florida. If it's a carpet guy and he only deals with certain zip codes, there you go. That's it. Just everyone within their serviceable zone. Let's do this. Facebook ad. Simply everyone in their serviceable zone. No ages, no interest, no targeting. This needs to be 0 to B in less than an hour. I don't want to be an A player yet. I just want to get results and get proof that this could work. So it's everyone in their serviceable zone. Yes, you could put their email addresses in there and do a lookalike. Yes, you could put your pixel on there and do a lookalike. Yes, you could do Facebook engagers and lookalike. But honestly, we just want to do this fast. Everyone in the serviceable zone. You're going to take a picture of their team, which it'll give to you, and your ad's halfway done. The body of your ad, which, this, and got the picture, and then that stuff in the middle, you're going to follow a very simple format. Attention, call out your audience. Hey, Miami moms and dads. Hey, St. Louis Rams fans. Hey, San Francisco homeowners, whatever it is. And then you're going to say, sick and tired, blank. Jeff, I don't know the sick and tired. I understand. You're going to have to do some critical thinking, some problem solving. Or you can run customer research. You can literally do what you did to your clients for them. I like to run customer research so I know what to put in my sick and tireds. So I know what problems my dream clients' customers have. I just run customer research to everyone in their serviceable zone. I follow the ask method. We're not going to go into specifics, but we literally do customer research for 3 days beforehand, and then we're good. The customer research will tell us what goes in the Facebook ad. Pretty darn easy, right? If you've never run customer research before, it's really, really cool. We'll talk about that later. But we literally ask everyone in their serviceable zone, what's their number one problem with bike shops? What's the number one thing they want to know before they hire a lawyer? What's their number one thing? What's their number one fear about a plumber? All that stuff. And then from that, we get the sick and tireds. So it goes attention, audience, sick and tired of blank, blank, and blank. And then you introduce your client and bring up the offer. Here's the problem. Most businesses are really bad at communicating their offer. what they do in exchange for money. They usually have something called the McDonald's problem. They're so used to saying the number 2 that they forgot what's inside of it. I want you to pull apart what they do in exchange for money. I don't want to hear the number 2. I want to hear Big Mac, fries, and Coke, ball pit, drive-through, money-back guarantee. I don't want to hear the deluxe. I want to hear the dashboard, the wheels, the tires, the interior, the exterior, the windows, the carpet, like everything. I want their best performing offer, the thing that they sell the most of, the thing that they want to promote the best, the thing that brings in the most clients, and break that apart. How do you know? You've already asked your trial clients. Hey, that sounds great. I'm super psyched for you. Quick question for you. While I got you on the line, what brings in the most people into your office? Like, what have you done previously in your marketing? Like, what offer do you have that gets the most people in the door? Gotcha. Okay. And can you break that down for me? Like, are there 6 parts to this? Can you be more obvious and explicit? Walk me through it like I have no idea what's going on. Don't say just bike repair, but walk me through everything. Record the call, and now you've got the offer. Attention, Miami moms and dads, sick and tired, blank, blank, and blank. My name is Jeff. I'm with Jeff Miller Company, and we're doing something amazing to promote our office. And here's everything that you get for only X dollars. What's the X dollars? That's the thing that they charge. If they charge $97 and they say it usually brings in 30 people a day, guess what? $97. Mr. Johnson, by the way, is there like a limit on this? Like a certain number of people, like you can't have like 1,000 people coming in every day, right? Gotcha. Can we put a limit of like 10 and see what would happen? Gotcha. Act now, only 10 available. Click submit and take a next step. That's the offer with the call to action. That's it. Not too hard. Oh my God, Jeff. But what happens after that? Don't worry. We're going to be using the Facebook lead form. It's much easier than landing pages. Works out really, really well. And yeah, I know that some landing pages work better than lead form ads, but we're looking for B-level results fast. I don't want A-player results. I just need proof and get my client a result. That's it. From here, you're going to use a lead form, put it in there, and the thank you page is going to have another call to action. Thanks so much for signing up. Please call this number to reserve your spot. Please call now. Take action. Do a thing. If you really want to move some business's needle, you have what's called a thank you offer. Hey, Mr. Johnson, thanks so much for signing up. By the way, if you click the button below now, we can get you on the phone with one of our reps and give you an amazing opportunity as a thank you offer. If you call right now, we can give you a Canuba oil wax upgrade that we usually charge $79 for free if you call and schedule your car wash now. Yeah, that's it. You can translate that into the lead form. And on that thank you page of the lead form, you can say, hey, click here to call now. And if you call now within the next 30 minutes, we'll give you a free $79 upgrade, yours, as a thank you offer for showing up to your appointment. That's it. How do you know it's in your thank you offer? You've talked to your client before and saying like, hey, do you have any small things that are like high value but low margin that is enough to like incentivize somebody to walk in and just show up? Okay, great. So you've got this like Canuba oil, and what are your costs of that? Like 50 cents, right? Do you think if we gave these people Canuba oil wax upgrade for free, it's a $49 value, but it really costs you 50 cents to get them in the door, would you be comfortable paying 50 cents to get a $50 customer in the door? Great. So there's your thank you offer. That's it. Lead form. That's it. Thank you offer. Click here, call now, reserve your spot, and get this free thank you offer upgrade. That's it. Cool, right? By the way, when they click to call, that's not your client's phone number. That is a call tracking number. It costs like $10 a month. CallRail, Twilio, or any of their competitors, just put that number in there and have Twilio or CallRail forward to your client's line. Why? So you can catch your client in a lie. You can be like, hey, we sent you 15 phone calls or something like that. That's it. More so, there's going to be some other fun stuff. As soon as that information goes in, you're going to zap it into a Google Sheet. You're going to call it your CRM. Name, number, email, date signed up. It's going to take some mumbo jumbo to figure out how it works, but in 15 minutes or less, you can do it. If you want to be super fancy, you can have like drop down menus, like when did you call back, any notes, all that crap. Doesn't really matter. And then you're going to do a soap opera sequence. Or an email sequence. You can get Active Campaign, which I think is kind of free. MailChimp, which is kind of free. Easy. You just have a zap that goes from Facebook ads into Google CRM and then into Soap Opera Sequence. Minimum viable fulfillment. You can get Soap Opera Sequences off the shelf. Zap is near free. Google Sheets is near free. Active Campaign is near free. All of this, by the way, is nearly free. And by nearly free, I mean like sub $100. Minimum viable fulfillment. Using this process, by the way, you can get a client campaign up and running in like 2 hours. If you're good, an hour. Minimum viable fulfillment. Don't talk to me about the specifics. Don't try to be an A player. More people would rather go from 0 to B and be happy than upgrade to an A than people who want to go from 0 to A. Minimum viable fulfillment. That's it. From here, you're going to run the campaigns, let's just say 7 days. And watch that shit like a hawk. Half your campaigns will naturally bomb, as the nature of the industry. I think it's like if I knew, I spent $2 in marketing and I never know which dollar got me $1, whatever the fucking phrase it is, right? Half your campaigns are going to bomb, but half won't. And you've got, let's just say, how many did we say? 10 beta clients. That's it. Out of the 10 beta clients, 5 will be like, oh my God, this worked. And you're not trying to like have it all the way up here, just trying to say, if you're happy with it and it worked, would you mind leaving me a video testimonial? That's it. So now you got 5 video testimonials. At the end of 7 days, you give them a Zoom link, call them, and ask them questions about the campaign, working with you, and the results they got. That's it. No big deal. If it turns out their campaign bombed, by the way, most of the time it's not the agency's fault. Like, you can't save a gym in the middle of, I don't know, Iowa that has nobody nearby. Ain't gonna happen. It's doomed to fail from the start. But if you run a campaign for a gym in Miami and they get 25 people calling, the guy's gonna be like, this is so crazy. We got 25 people calling. Isn't that great? Hey, can we get on a Zoom and have a conversation? Click record. You got your video testimonial. Do not ask them to film it later on. Just send them a Zoom, have a conversation, and be much happier. Done. Now you got 5 video testimonials, proof, case studies, and experience. That's it. If they like it, you say, hey, Mr. Johnson, I'm super happy you like it. I was wondering, do you know of 3 people just like you that want similar results? Would you mind connecting them with me now? That's it. No, that's okay, Mr. Johnson. I'll wait. Yep, go for it. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye. I'll get in touch with them. I'll let you know that referred me. That's it. And now, by the way, you now have, let's just say 5 people that liked your stuff. Each of them sent you 3 people. That's 15 future clients. Cool, right? And then go to those 15 clients, 15 future clients, and say, hey, Mr. Johnson, I'm super happy that we're talking. Alex connected the 2 of us. I want to walk through the campaign that I did for Alex, the results that they got, and see if you're interested in me running this for you as part of a paid program. Are you open to that conversation? Awesome. And then you just show them the stuff. When we ran this campaign for Alex down the street from you, we got, and I'm making these up, 65 leads. Of those leads, 45 called in, 30 showed up, and then they sold 15 a $1,000 program. Effectively made $15,000 a month, which is pretty darn cool. It cost money to do this, right? He spent $500 in ads and made $15,000. Awesome. I would like to do the same thing for you. I will charge you for this, but the end result is I'm going to take $1,500, or no, you don't say it like that, but the end result is I'm going to charge you $1,500. The $500 is on you. But honestly, if you spent $2,000, made $15,000, you'd be interested, right? Cool. So when would you be interested in these type of results running for your business? That's it. You can change that script as need be, But effectively, you're just showing him or her what you did for your trial client. That is it. Honestly, not hard, very, very easy. It works 99 times out of 100. Let's do some math real fast. You talked to 15 to 30 business owners in a niche that works. Of the 15 to 30, 7 to 15 of them said, yes, let's do a beta or a trial. Of the 7 to 15, let's just say 3 to 8 of them got results and left you a video testimonial. Cool. And those 3 to 8 sent you 3 referrals each. So 9, 24 future clients. Not all of those future clients are going to sign up, but let's just split the difference. 9 minus 24, right down the middle, is 15. 15 future clients. Let's just say half sign up at $1,500 each. That's 7 times 1,500 times 1,500. 7 times 1,500 is $10,500 a month. That's it. This you can do in 6 weeks, 42 days. Not challenging, not particularly difficult. For me, I've done this process 1.5 million times. So when I'm doing my industry and niche selection, I can make a decision in 20 minutes. I've done the ask method and reach out and tested my ability to hunt enough to where in about a half day, I can get between 15 and 30 business owners on the phone, schedule a time and have a conversation. From the 15 to 30, I can find the pattern really darn fast. By next week, I'm launching a beta. I've already prompted them saying, hey, I'm just doing a beta. We're just going to see if this is work. I'm not trying to be an expert. I just need to know if this is going to work. Cool. And then within a week, we've got all these campaigns set up, done, and finished, and getting video testimonials. Then I simply ask for referrals. Then I go to the referrals and say, hey, Alex down the street, this is what we did. Would you be interested in signing up for our first paid client program? We charge $1,500 a month. You're going to spend $500 of ads. We're going to manage the whole thing. And I can honestly expect to get you some results. I can't guarantee it, but we're going to know pretty darn fast. Month to month, no long-term agreement. It's the same exact program I ran for Alex. That's correct. That's all you got to do. That is literally all you have to do. If you get in touch with 15 to 30 business owners, half of them are going to do a beta. Half of them get results. You ask for 3 referrals each. Of those 3 referrals each, half will sign up. Damn, you've got a $10,000 a month agency in less than 6 weeks. This process is easier than you think. You're probably saying, but I don't know how to do the minimum viable fulfillment. I don't know how to ask for video testimonials. I'm not sure about the ask method. I don't know about how to launch a beta. I don't know how to have these conversations. I get it. That's 100% okay. We'll get you there. This is what I would do if I had to start all over again. And not from scratch, but seriously all over again. I hope this was very, very helpful for at least one person that's watching this. If you are between a 0 to 5 client, this is for you. If you aren't sure about the tech and the know-how, the doing part, this is for you. If you're starting all over, this is for you. I do want to say, by the way, if you know how to start all over again, you don't have to worry about starting all over again. I don't. Everything goes to shit. Okay, I can just start anew. No big deal. And what I've discovered by working with people is that they need a lot of proof that what they're doing is going to work and people want to buy it beforehand. This is the process I would take every single person through. And I hope this makes a lot of sense.